All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Sorry for the absentee between weeks. We got hit with Hurricane Helene here in western North Carolina, and been just trying to recover and bounce back from it. So I was doing that 6, 7 day span. I didn't have no power, no internet, no phone, so a little behind on games. Um, so we might want to pull up. I mean, I'm pretty much know that the Saints. I've been on a losing streak after my last video. We're going to cover. Oh, by the way, in this video, we're covering weeks 3 through 6, and then I'll try to get weeks 7 and 8 will be the straight back. So we'll be back to normal, like how I want to do things. So the past few weeks, in my opinion, I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull scores and all stats real quick. Well, I have the opportunity. Um, Aaron Rodgers is back to doing Aaron Rodgers things. They just got Devontae Adams in the trade. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying here. Like I said, been a rough couple of weeks. Um, Broncos destroyed the Saints last night. No, Thursday night, 33-10. That's a bigger. The Saints defense just did not show up. We're all the way back to week. Was it 3? We're all the way back to week 3. All right, Patriots lost to the Jets. Like I said, I expected that. I didn't expect it to be a 21-point loss, but that is what it is. Malik Neighbors showed up in week 3, catching 2 touchdown passes. And Giants beat the Browns 21-15. Green Bay is just Green Bay. It doesn't matter who they plug in at quarterback. Malik Willis, Jordan Love, the guy from your local Starbucks. Apparently, they can make anybody a great quarterback. Malik has a lot of the same attributes as Jordan Love does. Quick, big arm. So they're able to make a quick little fit match there. Colts beat the Bears. That was the ground game for the Colts. I mean, 3 rushing touchdowns. I think 2 of them were from Jonathan Taylor. So, Vikings upset the Texans, in my opinion. Well, beat the Texans 34-7. I don't know what's going on with Sam Darnold and the Vikings. I mean, career resurgence. Here's the game that started the Saints' losing streak, which is the Eagles. Ever since they lost to the Eagles, they have been just trending downwards. And then the injury to Derek Carr doesn't help. Like I said, Buccaneers. Broncos beat the Buccaneers. Panthers beat the Raiders, which was a big shock. Andy Dalton's first game with them. Maybe he turns it around. We'll get into depth on that here in a minute. So y'all probably know the scores. Seahawks beat Dolphins by 21. Ravens beat the Cowboys by 3, which the Cowboys just don't look like the Cowboys. And we'll get into that as well. Rams beat the 49ers. That was a shocker. Lions beat Cardinals in week 3, and the Chiefs beat the Falcons. And then the Jags lost to the Bills by 37, and then the Commanders beat the Bengals by 5 in week 3. So week 4, again, Cowboys finally get a win. Over the Giants, but it's only a 5-point win. Falcons beat the Saints by 2. Bears beat the Rams by 5. Vikings beat the Packers by 2. Colts beat the Steelers by 3. So it was Justin Fields' streak. Broncos beat the Jets by 1. It was 9-10 game. That was pretty insane for that week. Buccaneers beat the Eagles. Again, I don't know. The Eagles have good weeks. They have bad weeks. Whenever I do my divisional breakdown, we'll get into it. Uh, Panthers lost by 10 to the Bengals. Joe Burrow finally showed up in that game. Jacksonville is going to end up probably getting the number 1 pick if they don't get a new coach or if something doesn't change. Something's got to change there. Commanders beat the Cardinals 42-14. Jaden Daniels just went off that game. Again, we lost by 17 to the 49ers. Raiders beat the Browns by 4. Chiefs only beat the Chargers by 7. Ravens beat the Bills by 25. And Derrick Henry was doing Derrick Henry things with almost 200 yards rushing and 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And then your Monday night games for that week: Titans beat the Dolphins 31-12, and then the Lions beat the Seahawks 42-29. So like I said, you all probably know the scores from all these weeks, so I might just go ahead and get into the divisional breakdowns. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. So, AFC East. Big shakeout of the AFC East. Buffalo has traded and got Amari Cooper, and the Jets traded and got Devontae Adams. So us in Miami, New England and Miami, we are pretty much probably going to just be sitting there watching those two duke it out for the AFC Championship. Unless Drake May showed up against the Texans, and actually had a really good stat line. I think better than anybody thought he would. So that's just AFC East is going to come down to Jets and Buffalo, in my opinion. It's going to be whoever can outscore who. Buffalo's defense has been trending upwards as of late. New York's offense is just getting, when you have a running back duo that can just, you can swap in and out like Brees Hall and Allen. I mean, that's good for your team. And now that they got Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson probably won't be double teamed as much. So if you got him in fantasy, that probably helps you out a little bit. And then we'll just go how they have it set up right here. NFC East. I don't know about the NFC East, guys. Washington has some moments. Last week when I watched the Dallas game, Dallas just looked like they gave up. They just looked like they did not want to be out there anymore. Which is odd to say for the Dallas Cowboys and what they have produced over the last, at least 20 years I've been alive. They usually produce pretty good team, pretty good football, but it's just like nobody wanted to be out there that night. Like I said, Dallas, they have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. I think it's time for Jay to either stop being so loyal to Dak and move on from Dak, or I don't know what else you could do. Something's got to change, either quarterback wise, coaching wise. Some probably would say ownership wise. I'm not too sure. The Giants are just doing Giants, what they do in New York. They show spurts of really good football, and then it's like you have 1 or 2 weeks they're playing ridiculous, really good, and then you have 2-3 weeks where they're just why is this team even on the field? As like I don't know how you fix that. I don't know if that's if that's I don't know if that's a coaching issue, if that's a I want to believe in Daniel Jones. I want to say Daniel Jones is probably the best quarterback New York's had since Eli. Somebody probably disagree with me in the comments and be like, no, it was Tyrod Taylor. So, just a minute, buddy. Philly, I think Philly needs a coach change. I think Sirianni's done. He's out. I mean, when you're taunting Cleveland fans after beating by 5 points, I mean, that's what. That's just stupid. I mean, so I think Sirianni's probably on his way out of Philly. I don't know who they get to bring in. Maybe if Jaguars release Doug Peterson returns to Philadelphia, we win a Super Bowl. I just don't know. So, and then the big sleeper of that, just a minute, buddy, of that division is probably going to be Washington Commanders. They're young, they're exciting, they're putting together good football right now. So, it's going to be different. It's going to be interesting to see how Jaden Daniels grows as a performer and how he grows as a quarterback, a locker room leader. I think they're in the right place. I'm missing a few things on maybe on offense. They can get boost up that offensive line a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, they're protecting him. They're protecting him well, and he's able to get the ball out. So, all right, moving on to the AFC North. Baltimore finally found out what Derrick Henry does. You give Derrick Henry the ball, he's running over people. He's sending people to the shadow round via stiff arms. Lamar doesn't even need to throw. I mean, maybe a couple of like short little in and out passes. Maybe go deep every once in a while. But when you got Derrick Henry and Lamar, maybe queue up some read options and stuff like that for him to run. But I know, let Derrick Henry do Derrick Henry things, let King Henry run. I don't really think you're going to have much of an issue. It'll probably be Baltimore and Kansas City for the AFC Championship. Cincinnati Bengals are finally starting to look like the Cincinnati Bengals a little bit. Slim Shady Joe could be usually he's a good quarterback. I love Joe Burrow. I think he's a good quarterback. Good system there. Can you?
If you'll let me.
So maybe right there, since he can turn around, they get the Jamar Chase situation handled. Yeah. Cincinnati can get it done. Cleveland, I don't know about Cleveland. I think Cleveland needs to move on from Deshaun Watson. Release him, trade him, figure something out. Cleveland, like I said, I think they need to move on from Watson. I think it's time. Give whoever the backup is there some shine right now. I'd say Watson probably the rest of the year because you ain't winning much more. Pittsburgh's doing. Mike Tomlin is a genius in Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is about Mike Tomlin, but he consistently puts together good teams out of nowhere. I think Justin Fields should remain the starter. I think he is a lot better than Russell Wilson. If anything, if I was them, I would try to. I might even look to trade and move Russell Wilson. So we'll see there. I doubt it, but hopefully they keep Justin Fields in. Justin Fields has been doing phenomenal. So, all right, moving to the NFC North. which the Chicago Bears finally have showed up the past 2 weeks. Caleb Williams is the man. Now they just get him some offensive line help. I think it would be okay. But he's got the weapons, and DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, they've built a good team around him. I do not think they make it to the playoffs this year, but surprise us. Could surprise us. Detroit Lions, probably one of my favorite teams in the NFC, in the NFC right now. They just lost Aiden Hutchinson to a gruesome leg injury. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a trade with Las Vegas for Max Crosby. And whenever Aiden comes back next year, you'll have Aiden Hutchinson on one side, Max Crosby on the other. And it's going to be insane. And Detroit will probably go deep in the playoffs, if not, my words. It might not age well, but they might go to the Super Bowl next year. If they can pull that trade off. Green Bay Packers, again, like I said earlier, Green Bay doing Green Bay things. They put together such good quarterbacks. Green Bay, if you're a team in the NFL and you need a quarterback or an offensive lineman, and they come up free agency, that's the team to take them from. They know how to build quarterbacks. They know how to build linemen, offensive linemen. It's shocking to me how well the Green Bay Packers can produce talent. Sam Darnold, I see Ghost on Halloween. We the Minnesota Vikings. I think they're still undefeated.
Oh, shit.
You okay? What do you do?
Skippity toilet hurts.
1, 2, yeah, 2, 3. They are 5-0. So yeah, they're still undefeated, which is insane to me. Got the purple people eaters back on defense, I guess. They've reignited that flame there. So, and plus when you got a receiver called Justin Jefferson, you just got and Jordan Addison. Those two together are a phenomenal pairing. So yeah, you just got to throw it up there, and they got it. Let's touchdown. AFC South, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to be at the bottom of that division. Just a minute, buddy. Okay? Just a minute, buddy. Houston, I said Texans probably win that division. Jacksonville's at the bottom. Tennessee would probably be above Jacksonville. Houston's at the top. So the way it's just laid out, I think it's the way it needs to stay. Tennessee just needs to go with Jacksonville. That'll probably happen. NFC South, the reignited Atlanta Falcons with Cook Co-Chains. Kirk Cousins is starting to become Kirk Cousins again. He's getting comfortable. The emergence of Darnell Mooney again, having a career resurgence, is just insane to me. Carolina probably got a career resurgence with Andy Dalton. They get Jonathan Brooks next week or so. Kenny, just a minute.
He doesn't want what I put on.
The Saints, I don't know what's going on with the Saints. Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield doing great things. So. AFC West, Broncos, Broncos, Kansas City, Chargers. Las Vegas is going to be at the bottom, even though they just got Tom Brady as an owner. Kansas City is going to win that division. They'll be in the AFC Championship against either the Jets, the Bills, or the Ravens. Those are the ones. That's who I see beating the AFC Championship possibly. NFC West is the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. 49ers should win that division. I'm coming, buddy. Arizona Cardinals, they're starting to get together. Murray and Harrison Jr. starting to get a little chemistry. Rams losing Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. You see how much that hurt them. 49ers without CMC. You see how much it's hurt them. They've had a guy fill in, Mason. So, Seattle Seattle might be a dark horse, but I don't think they win the division. I think it's the 49ers once they get CMC back. I think that's how they win the division. But again, the big scary thing is, the AFC is pretty much, I think, locked down between Baltimore and Kansas City in the national championship and the AFC championship. Buffalo could be, if Buffalo wins, Kansas City has to come to Buffalo, and that is a whole different monster than playing in the cold in Kansas City. So I don't know if Kansas City can handle that, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, this is a quick video. We're wrapping it up. I'll see y'all later. Be on the lookout for weeks 8 and 9. We'll be back, 7 and 8, sorry. So we'll be back in the flow of normal schedule then. Alright, guys. See you later.